Look at the clock. It is past midnight and you are scrolling again. You promised yourself that today would be different. But here you are. You feel exhausted, but your mind will not shut off. And tomorrow you will wake up tired and swear to change your life all over again. But let me tell you a harsh truth. Your life will never change overnight. Waiting for a sudden burst of motivation or a magic pill is exactly why you keep failing. Motivation is just a feeling. And feelings always fade when things get hard. So ask yourself this question. Are you trying hard but still stuck in the exact same place? You set massive goals because you crave quick results, but you avoid the actual work because big actions feel too overwhelming. And that is the ultimate trap. You do not need a miracle to escape this cycle. You do not need to wake up at 4 in the morning or force a completely new identity by tomorrow. You just need a system built on actions so incredibly small that your brain cannot resist them. In this video, I will show you the 1% rule. I will give you a clear and proven blueprint of micro habits. These are tiny actions that take less than 2 minutes to complete, but they will quietly build an unstoppable momentum and completely transform your reality. So pay close attention, because the first step starts right now. Let us look at the exact science of your failure. You set a massive goal, and you feel a sudden surge of energy. You swear that this time will be different, but by day 7, your willpower is completely gone. And that is not because you are weak or fundamentally lazy. It is because motivation is biologically designed to be temporary. It is just a spark, and a spark cannot sustain a fire when a violent storm hits. When your day becomes stressful, your brain naturally panics, so it automatically looks for comfort and familiar routines. But your daily routines are a total mess. Your micro habits are terrible, so you instantly fall back into scrolling or oversleeping just to numb the stress. You are essentially running on a hamster wheel. You put in a massive amount of physical and mental effort, but you stay in the exact same spot. Your internal battery flashes empty because you rely on pure willpower to push through your day. And willpower is a strictly limited resource that drains every time you make a decision. The ultimate mistake is aiming for an enormous transformation while entirely ignoring the tiny actions that make up your morning and your evening. A massive goal gives you a direction, but it does not give you the necessary momentum. And without momentum, you will always crash. So we need to stop staring at the peak of the mountain. We must deeply examine the ground you are standing on right now. But before you build anything new, you must clear the invisible barriers holding you back. You probably think you lack focus, but the reality is that your environment is actively stealing your attention. Your environment shapes your behavior far more than your willpower ever could. And if your room is full of clutter, your brain absorbs that exact chaos. Because a messy physical space quietly increases cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone that makes you feel anxious and overwhelmed before you even start working. So you must build an environment system. You must design a space that naturally pulls you toward focus and pushes you away from cheap dopamine. And it begins with a relentless act of letting go. Grab your phone right now and turn off every single non-essential notification. Put the device in another room when you need to do deep work, because every buzz and every ping is a trap designed to hijack your attention. Then look at your desk. Clear away the garbage. Remove the old coffee cups and the scattered papers. You do not need to deep clean your entire house today. Just clear one single surface. Because when your physical space feels controlled, your mind instantly feels controlled too. Less visual noise means less mental noise. And suddenly, discipline stops being a massive struggle. It becomes the natural default setting of your surroundings. So protect your environment like your future depends on it, because it absolutely does. And once your environment is clear, you must build your momentum, because goals only give you direction, but systems actually give you momentum. You probably set massive goals and feel completely paralyzed by the sheer size of the work. But successful people do not rely on massive bursts of effort. They build a microsystem. So instead of staring at a giant staircase, you must break it down into tiny, manageable steps. And the easiest way to start is the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, you must do it immediately. So reply to that email or throw away that wrapper or organize that folder. Because this single habit completely destroys procrastination before it even begins. And it keeps small tasks from piling up and crushing your mind. But the most powerful micro habit happens the second you wake up. You must make your bed. It sounds almost too simple, but your brain does not think that way. Because when you complete a small task first in the morning, your brain immediately registers a win. And that tiny win builds an unstoppable momentum for the rest of your day. It subconsciously tells your mind that you are someone who starts things and actually finishes them. And when you win the first minute of your day, the rest of the day becomes significantly easier to win. Because consistency is what actually changes your life. So stop waiting for the perfect moment and start building your gears right now. You probably think your biggest problem is time management, but highly successful people do not actually manage time. They strictly manage their energy. Because time without energy is completely useless. You can have the most perfect schedule in the world, but if your brain is foggy and your body is completely exhausted, you will never execute your plans. And that is exactly why discipline breaks when life gets heavy. So you must build an energy system. This system is your ultimate foundation, and it absolutely relies on 3 non-negotiable pillars, which are sleep, movement, and nutrition. Most people try to build success on an exhausted body. They push harder and they force longer hours, and then they wonder why they suddenly burn out. But true discipline is not about punishing yourself. It is about deeply respecting your own biological needs. So before you touch your phone in the morning, you must do 2 incredibly simple things. First, you need to drink a large glass of water. Because after 8 hours of sleep, your brain is severely dehydrated, and even mild dehydration makes you feel tired, cranky, and slow. So water instantly wakes up your mind without any complicated routines. Next, you must step outside and get morning sunlight. Just 5 to 10 minutes of natural light perfectly resets your internal clock. It tells your nervous system that daytime has officially started. And that simple signal improves your sleep quality and perfectly stabilizes your mood. Because when your energy is fully protected, your focus naturally becomes sharper. And success stops feeling like a painful fight and finally starts feeling like a natural process. You have probably tried to rebuild your entire life in a single day. And you have failed because that is humanly impossible. So you must stop overwhelming yourself with massive goals. You just need to change your actions today. And the exact way to do that is by choosing only one tiny habit. Because micro habits do not feel powerful right now, but they will absolutely decide who you become tomorrow. So pick one small action and commit to it. Maybe it is making your bed, or drinking water, or clearing your desk. Because one small action today quietly becomes your confidence tomorrow. And that confidence slowly builds your new identity. Remember that discipline today is your ultimate freedom tomorrow. So which micro habit are you choosing today? If this video gave you clarity, then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more systems that actually work. Because your future self will thank you for starting today.